you can see, the garden is still thriving even in the cold weather. These are cold weather crops that are currently growing, so there's no issues with the weather. Trellis is empty, all the tomatoes and green beans are gone. This is our active greens raised bed right there. Right here is an artichoke. Pretty crazy, that thing's still growing just fine. The older leaves fainted, but the new stuff, it came right up. Once it got cold, it got a whole new set of new growth. That's different. So back here on the trellis, there's kale and peas, and these are carrots here closest to the gate here. These are our hanging baskets. So we have some what I call microgreens. Simpson black seeded lettuce and some crimson red lettuce. These are leaf lettuces, so we just cut them and continue to let them grow. Let's go inside and do some harvesting. So what we have here, this is Swiss chard, and this is arugula. And there's another kind of lettuce here. It's real frizzy. I forget the name of that. So with the arugula, we have I just cut off the bigger leaves, and I make sure that I only get a couple of leaves per plant. This way the smaller leaves can keep the thing going, and it's a very favorable harvesting method. Arugula goes a long way with a small amount, so I don't really have to pick a whole bunch of it. And what's nice about the winter time is there are no bugs chewing up the leaves, so you get pretty good looking greens. All I do is put it in the salad spinner, give it a little rinse. None of the critters seem to bother this. The chipmunks and the squirrels can get in there easy. The electric fence only stops the big critters. Okay, so there's some arugula. And this is Swiss chard that I'm picking here right now. Winter greens, they grow a lot slower than they do when it's a little warmer out and there's longer days with sunlight. The key thing here is that the days are short, so they don't get as much sun to be as prolific. Don't want to overdo it on the harvest because these just grow so very slow. So I'm going to move over there and get some kale and some parsley. So this is red Russian kale. So I cut these all the way back to the stem. These are some beautiful purple leaves. Don't leave many of those in a salad. Here's another one. Beautiful purple leaves. So with these, I can pick 2 or 3 or 4. You know, I don't have to get too many because they're so big. And I put the leaf in a salad, and I take the stems, I cut it up, and I saute them with some of the Swiss chard and the mustard greens. These are mustard greens. These are phenomenal in the winter. It's like a horseradish flavor, and when you bite into it, you get this peppery heat, which fades fairly quickly. But on the first bite, you're like, "Whoa, holy schmoly!" So these, if you saute them in the skillet under low heat, just very slightly, you can take some of that away. So what I like to do is put some garlic in the pan first, saute that up, and then take some of these leaves and kind of dice them up and throw them in the frying pan under low heat, and just keep moving every once in a while till they sort of wilt. And you can take like a full bushel of mustard greens and reduce it down to nothing fairly quickly. But these are best if they're just lightly sauteed till they kind of faint, and that way it retains some of that peppery heat. Not everybody likes these because they are strong. I love them. And if you love mustard greens, man, I have so many mustard greens. And these will do well, even with snow on them. There was snow on them not too long ago, and they bent down a little from the weight, but then they popped right back up as soon as it melted. So that was cool. So there's a bamboo pole I added to the trellis to get some height, and mounted that star, and then it comes down. Let's see, the only way you're going to really see these is if I back up. So these flare down against the raised bed in a Christmas tree type of shape, and along the top of the trellis is a wire that goes to a solar cell up here next to our hawk. So this is fully rejuvenated by the sun. This is rue, and this is flowering. And down over here some more. So this is a medicinal plant. There's the leaves. I mean, this thing is doing fantastic. This isn't getting slowed down at all. Here's what I mean about the scallions. See these little baby ones? So these are all started from seed a couple months ago, and they're starting to take hold. And the bigger ones, I had to kind of chop the tops because they were getting floppy. They do better when they're short in the winter, because then they don't touch the ground and start to rot. So picked a bunch of these for the salad. So it's doing pretty well. Let's go on the other side. Show you what's on the other side of the trellis. Oh, before we get there, here's some of my big Swiss chard. Look at this stuff. This stuff is nice. Talk about sweet. This stuff is like candy. Here's some big leeks in here. Some more of that. Here's some more of that kale. Some more carrots. We cut those back because they were flopping on the ground and rotting. So those are all been trimmed back. There's the gate to get in and out. Over here is the back of the trellis. Down here we have 3 or 4 different kinds of kales, and we have radishes mixed in right at the front. You see the little small things in the bottom? Those are radishes. So this is all kale. Look at this stuff. It's freaking happy as hell. And it's in the shade too. It's behind all this. It's behind all the peas, and it's still doing fine. So it does pretty good in the shade. I think this is dinosaur kale right here. This stuff. So it's just doing fine. Here's some more radish. These grow really slow. I think those need more sun than the kale does. You can eat the leaves. So there we go. Stuff is doing great. Here's some frilly stuff. There's another variety.